may have visited us tonight.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Soothing, isn't it?
Well, you realize, of course, that we'd have to have a body to put in that casket.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a spooky edition of the Argo City podcast with Maddie.
She's so amusing.
And Matthew.
Imbecile, bombastic ignoramus.
So what did you just make me watch?
Yeah, so this is Halloween. So for some of you who don't know us, we don't just do a weekly movie watch. We also do a weekly TV watch. And I mean, the TV watch is...
That's been going on longer than the movie night, I think.
It does. It does, because we both throw 3 half-hour shows, basically. So you show me a lot of anime. Right now, this week we're doing Spy Family, and we're doing Demon Hunter, and
Demon
we're
Slayer.
doing...
Demon Slayer, and then we're doing Kasama Kiss.
Yeah, I always mix it up with the Christian metal band.
Of course you do.
And you've also... Recently we've been doing Apothecary Diaries, and...
Yeah,
so
that got swapped recently for Spike's Family because that's one of our more favorite ones, and we're switching it out for right now.
Now, on my end, I'll frequently throw in a half-hour comedy and an hour-long drama. Like, we've been doing Superman and Lois.
Which is still incredible?
It really is. And this is why it's like I have to share this with you. And sometimes the other one will be Doctor Who, or it'll be something like Teen Titans. Right now it's been Robotech.
Yeah.
This week, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
So I've got to swap everything out for Halloween.
Halloween is on Friday. Yay!
So we did we did the Muppet Halloween episodes, which that was reasonably normal for you. And
Fair enough,
that's saying something. But then I threw in the Paul Lynde Halloween Special, which I've kind of edited down a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much going on here. I will say there was one thing I did want to comment on that whole, telling the show. You know how you keep, showing me, the House of Svengoolie?
Yes.
And how, with this, we have, the skits. If I'm being, because I mentioned a couple times when we watched the initial one with the Day of the Dead that I don't enjoy my movies and such being cut up with skits. If I just have the skits by themselves, I am having a great time. This is so much fun.
And that's kind of what I did. I cut out about 80% of the music. See, the thing about a special... Your generation doesn't have that.
No.
We
have our holiday specials for a lot of shows.
You have your holiday specials for a bunch of shows. I was going to show the holiday episode of Night Court, and you're like, "Oh wait, we saw this last year."
Yeah, we watched it.
And okay, cool. We did the holiday episodes of the Muppets. But see, the thing is, back in the day, there were 3 channels.
Yeah.
Okay, there was no internet. So if you wanted to watch something, you turned on the TV, and you turned on to 3, 5, or 8. And that was it.
Yeah, I know with our generation in particular, especially for TV, what I remember is at first it was mostly VHS and DVDs. But after that, it was on demand. And it was technically, if you wanted to watch it live, you would have had to go onto there, but you also had half of the shows recorded. I used to record all the Simpsons episodes and would rewatch them when they actually came out.
Yeah, see, for me, if I wanted to record something, I had to have a videotape in the VCR, press record, and basically commercials were bathroom breaks. You ran and somebody would calling out, "It's on!" and you'd have to rush from the bathroom back to the couch. So when I was growing up, once in a while you'd have something weird called a special.
Yeah.
So the big star of the day or whoever. Like, Paul Lynde was a comedian at first. He was just a stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah, just keep in mind that I only know who, like, 2 people in this thing where I had no idea who anybody else was.
Right, and that's why I'm explaining it.
Yeah.
So, Paul Lynde was a stand-up comedian. He would do clubs, city to city to city. He got noticed by Hollywood. They liked him. They gave him stuff. They gave him a sitcom. He had a sitcom for years.
What was his sitcom called?
The Paul Lynde Show.
Oh, because I've heard of that before, like the Paul Lynde Show. I'm aware of the name, not the person.
Well, and when the show ended, he's like kind of in limbo, but the network really liked him because he's a talent, because he's just a complete nutso weirdo.
Yeah.
I think that's an appropriate description for Paul Lynde, and I love Paul Lynde.
I love people that can be goofy.
One of the things he was doing a lot was game shows. Like, he would do the Hollywood Squares. He even threw a joke about that. Hollywood Squares is tic-tac-toe. So you have 2 people that are contestants, and the announcer would ask trivia questions to the stars, scare quotes, in the Hollywood Squares. So Paul Lynde or Michael Lynde, figure out like who like the big stars of today would be. It still exists. Drew Barrymore was the center square for a while. Whoopi Goldberg was the center square for a while. And you'd play tic-tac-toe. They'd ask trivia questions to the celebrities, and the contestants would have to decide, are they answering the question right or wrong?
What do you mean, like, right or wrong?
So, who was the first president of the United States? They would ask Paul Lynde in the center square, and he would say, that was Thomas Jefferson.
That is wrong.
Well, so the announcer would then ask the contestant, so, do you agree with Paul Lynde that the first president of the United States was Thomas Jefferson? And the contestant would, like you say, that is wrong. You're right. He's wrong about that. You get the square. Your ex gets the square.
So, wouldn't it... So, when this... Because, like, I'm trying to understand this, like, game show now. So, like, wouldn't the contestants... Or, not the contestants, the celebrities purposely make it harder for them? Like, saying...
No, because they're trying to make it right. Because if you say the wrong thing, you look stupid.
Oh.
So, it's one of those things where you don't know.
Didn't you show me an episode of this that had Alf in it?
Yes, I did.
That's the only reason I...
Yes, I did. The fact that Elf shows up on this for like a week, that's
the only reason I have a picture in my brain.
I literally sent a letter out to Shadow Stevens. He's like a radio guy, but he was also the announcer for this Hollywood Squares in the 90s when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I tracked him down, and I sent him a letter, and he sent me back an autograph, and it is amazing. So, yeah, that's a thing. Like most game shows, it gets retooled, but it's such a simple idea that it's gone on from like the very, very early 70s all the way through, well, today. Like, literally, I remember Henry Winkler was producing it, and Whoopi Goldberg was the center. And the thing is, like, even in the 70s and 80s, you almost like worried that if you're showing up on a game show, your career is over. You're done.
Oh, no.
D-U-N, done.
No!
So, the thing that the network would do to reassure you, to make you feel better about that, like, no, you are still an incredible talent, and we need you around. Here's what we'll do. We'll throw you a couple of specials. You know, like maybe Christmas or Thanksgiving or Halloween.
Yeah.
And that is what we just watched. Because the thing is, the specials can be anything. And what the Paul Lynde Halloween Special is kind of a variety show. And wow, is that a variety.
Yeah, like, were these specials usually always about music? Like...
Frequently. because you'd have a couple of musical numbers. Like, I literally cut out the Donnie and Marie Osmond number because you'd fall asleep.
Yeah, I probably would.
I mean, it's a bunch of people in devil costumes poking Paul with pitchforks while Donnie and Marie sing.
Okay.
And then I cut short the rock and roll stuff, most of the rock and roll stuff. I even cut short Florence Henderson, who is the mom on Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
But that gives you an idea of, like...
Wait, we don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah, that gives you an idea of, like, just how different the music can be. Because at some point, he's also invoking disco. Man, is he invoking disco.
Yeah, it's like... I missed the age of disco. I don't understand it. I think I was way too late to the party for that, because it was like techno a lot when I was growing up.
No. Techno is nothing like disco. Well, I guess
I didn't say it was like it.
To the outside observer, maybe.
I didn't say it was like it. I just said I think I grew up with techno being the more popular form of music.
Yeah, I suppose so. Disco's... The more I read about the disco age, and I mean, even having lived through it, but I was a child, the more it's like, yeah, this was really its own thing. But we've got that. And then there's his special musical guests.
Wait, stupid question. Are discos and raves similar?
Only in philosophy, not in music.
Okay, because it was making me think back to, like, when did the Serenity books come out?
The Serenity books, those were early 2000s.
Okay, so then I was going to say, like, I know in one particular book they go to, like a Christian rock concert, like, rave-esque thing. It's what gets her into, like, the music and such.
Yeah,
but, like, so. I was relating that in my brain, and I was like, wait a minute, these things probably aren't as alike as I think they are. But I've never been to that kind of stuff because I don't like noise. So I will avoid any concerts to the best of my ability.
So, the special musical guests, though, we got to talk about that a little bit, because
Why is Kiss here? Why? Why do they appear in the most random places? At one point they're in Scooby-Doo, then they're in a guest episode, and why are they in this now? Why? Whose manager let them do this?
Oh, Gene Simmons will show up at the opening of a grocery store if you pay him enough. So, and that was your reaction too. That was the thing. Like, wait, what? Because
why is Kiss here?
Nothing aesthetically had led to Kiss.
No, I could see, like, some sort of, like, creepy-esque band, but, I mean, the bold, like, makeup and the bright out, I was like, this, I can understand it in theory, but in what? Who?
Gene Simmons looking at Paul Lynde and saying, we don't wear makeup.
Yes, okay, my friend, sure, whatever you say. I say as I immediately think of my friend who likes to do big, bold makeup.
Well, you think of your father who likes to do big, bold makeup too, for that matter, but...
that's true.
It really is incongruent, though. So, the first guests, the main characters, it's Paul Lynde and Witchy Poo from H&R Pufflestuff.
Witchy Poo!
And more importantly, Margaret Hamilton
yeah,
from The Wizard of Oz.
I legitimately didn't even notice it until she got into the costume. I was like, oh, it's like the girl from The Wizard of Oz. And then she spoke, she like lowered her voice just slightly because she had been talking in a higher pitch. I swear to God, she was talking in a higher pitch. When she lowered her voice, I was like, oh, I hear it now.
And I'm pointing out, yes, you are correct. This really is the witch from Oz. So, yeah, and then it's also Kiss. And
Betty White? And what?
Betty White. Betty White can take her place in any company.
No, she can go wherever she wants. She's a delight. But still, it's so random.
And it's Betty White before Golden Girls. It's Betty White before my generation really latches on to Betty White. Much less yours.
It's like that weird Christmas crossover you showed me with the Muppets and Sesame Street and all those guys.
Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad description. I mean, it's a variety show gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Oh, horribly is not even the word for it.
And you know what? See, the thing is, I go back to Hollywood Squares, and I shouldn't go back to Hollywood Squares, but I'm going back to Hollywood Squares because one of the writers on this is Bruce Valanche. And Bruce Valanche is this weird, unknown, unsung hero of Hollywood. And he wrote half of the gags on Hollywood Squares. And he's one of the writers on this special.
Oh, that's fun.
It's like, I can tell. He understands Paul Lynde. And if you know, you know.
I do not know.
That's fine. But if you know, you know. And Bruce Valanche, is there's a documentary for those who haven't seen that is literally titled, quote, "Get Bruce," unquote. Because if you needed something punched up, that was the man. That was with his big mop of goofy blonde hair. I sent him a letter. He sent me a photo back where he misquotes Shakespeare to include the city that we live in. Like this is not Verona, this is Illyria. And it's wild. This man
seems like such a wonderful person.
He really is. So, the Paul Lynde Halloween Special is a little piece of nostalgia that just about every Gen Xer I know watches to hold close and warm to their heart around this time of year, because it is Halloween, and it's Halloween, and I'm a little more broke than usual, and I haven't done the kind of stuff I'd normally do.
Yeah, and Halloween is a big deal in our family.
It really is.
It's one of those major holidays, with you being so obsessed with horror and all of that, being into that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, before I was doing conventions 20 times a year.
Yeah.
Halloween was, I do a Star Trek convention once a year, and I do Halloween, and I create makeups, and I would create a little haunted house in my parents' garage, and the kids would walk through it. Literally, I went back home a while back, and people still remember that stuff. So it's like, it was my time to strut my stuff. And this year, and we usually, we decorate the whole house. We decorate the front yard. I literally will do a chalk mural on the side of the wall.
Mural this year.
We ran out of time. It got away from us. And
it was raining, a lot.
And like I said, a little more broke than usual. It's been a bad year for us.
Yeah.
But we want to think about the good years, because like I said, I'll do a Frankenstein chalk mural, or I'll do a dancer chalk mural with skeletons dancing. One year we actually did a Nightmare Before Christmas one.
That one was my favorite, honestly.
And we did it Halloween, and then I just left it up, because when we got closer to Christmas, I chalked over it and turned it into a Christmas one. And that was so much fun. We've got weird walls here. They're poured concrete, so we're the creepy house on the block, and we've got more skeletons than anybody else in the...
Oh, dude. Whenever I drive up to LC for college, there is this one house that's on my route there that they have the giant skeleton reaching out of the ground. They have so many freaking props. You can see it when you're driving by, and I'm like, I can't stop to look because I'm in control of the vehicle, which sucks, but it's so cool.
When I was a little kid, when I'd get on the bus for school...
That's always the most fun.
Well, that's the thing. Me and my best friend, we'd sit in the same seat, and we'd watch for the houses with the creepy stuff outside, and we'd duck. We'd duck so that they wouldn't see us through the window.
What?
It's just a thing we do. And so as an adult, I always aspired to be that creepy house that kids would duck when they saw us through the window. So, yeah, Halloween's a fun thing, and the Paul Lynde Halloween Special is one of those things that we do with it. I haven't done as much as I normally do this year. I missed 12 Hours of Terror. I missed Cinema Wasteland. And, it's fine. But you know what? We did do something else that was really kind of cool.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, just as much of a, what did I just watch?
Yeah,
So I took you out to the Apollo Theater, and we went and we saw Plan 9 from outer space.
And going into this movie, I was going in completely blind. So I just want to preface, like, as we're walking in, because we had dressed up for this. We did.
I mean, we're dressing up for this because it's a special edition. This is Heckle Vision, where you're allowed to shout back at the screen,
and
basically.
like make fun of it. And like this was definitely an interesting one. I'd actually gone to the thrift store like the day before to see if I could find myself like a black dress. And I found one for like $7 and was like, oh, this is perfect. It looks like a choir dress, but I love it. So I got it, and then I stole my wig for my Aizawa cosplay, and then you did makeup on my face for like 30 minutes before you had like 10 minutes.
We had to get your eyebrows shaped the right way.
Yeah, because
for Vampira.
Like, she has like really weird like triangle eyebrows, more so than my natural eyebrows are triangles. So, anyways, we're walking in, and immediately, well, we're being greeted by a bunch of people that I don't know. So I'm kind of standing off to the side, and I look in the corner, and I see, why is there tinfoil sitting on the table over there? We get our pictures, and I walk over to the tinfoil, and I ask the guy as I'm setting my bags down for the pictures, I'm like, why is there tinfoil here? And he's like, so you can make a hat. And I'm like, make a hat? What? To protect yourself from the aliens. I thought we were watching a zombie movie.
So at that point, you walk over to me like, I'm getting conflicting stories here. You said this was a zombie movie. They're saying it's an alien movie. I don't understand what's going on here. And you're not wrong. But then again, I'm like, why are those two things mutually exclusive?
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, you know what, I shouldn't even said anything. So we go in, and I see a bunch of people wearing tinfoil hats, which, how do people make such good tinfoil hats?
Like, literally, there's a row of people in front of us in tinfoil hats.
Such good
like,
tinfoil
5
hats.
or 6 of them.
Yeah! And, like, I attempt to put it on top of my hat, and I end up ripping it. And I'm like, I'm too lazy to get up and go and get another piece of tinfoil because I'm tired and exhausted from my 8-hour shift at work. So, instead, I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna, like, fold this and make myself a little toupee. So, I made myself a toupee, and then I wore a toupee on my head when I took off my wig during the movie, and it was, like, wonderful!
See, like, I took the tinfoil, and I put the other thing they had were paper plates so that you could make flying saucers. Because it's Plan 9 from outer space, and the flying saucers are made out of plates.
Exactly!
So I covered my plate with tinfoil to make a silver flying saucer.
And, oh my gosh, this was an interesting experience. And I'll be honest, when we walked out of this movie, I had no idea what I had just watched.
Like, I tried to prepare you. Yeah, I showed you some clips from Ed Wood so that you'd understand, okay, this is Bela Lugosi, Dracula. This is unfortunately his last movie.
Sadly.
And how this movie was made. And let's just go with this. Like, there's in fact a remake of this. Heck, I've done a remake of this. But
you've done a remake of this?
The less said about that, the better. But
that does not answer my question.
This is really, I can't think of a better Halloween movie.
Yeah, it's a weird mixture of like a little bit of jump scare, a little bit of randomness. You've got a little bit of romance, a little bit of really bad CGI, and it's that perfect like classic Halloween movie.
CGI! They wish they had CGI.
Not CGI. I mean like weird editing and stuff like that.
Stock footage.
Yeah, that.
Oh my gosh, this is stock footage. This is stock footage theater.
And especially just being there with everybody that was like yelling back at the screen. I'll admit, I was a little bit shy to do it at first, but as the group started getting more comfortable, we all started kind of doing it more. Yep. At one point,
everybody's yelling.
Everybody's yelling. Everyone is throwing stuff at the screen. I see flying, so I see like the paper plates being thrown up in the air. One guy, like at the end of our row, like essentially lifts up his popcorn, and I see it go like halfway in a diagonal thing and land on two poor ladies sitting in the middle.
There's popcorn in my cape and my wig.
And it's just like, I'm just sitting there like, this is amazing. I would throw popcorn as well, but my mom loves popcorn from the theater, so we always save it for her. So I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, but I love it.
This is one of the things about doing this particular thing. And again, I'm going to mention it's the Capitol Theater in Oberlin, Ohio. Oberlin as in Oberlin College.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not...
Apollo, yeah.
And the Apollo is... They're trying to create an event. And, man, they did. But
they did. It was so much fun.
It also speaks to the power of... We like going to the theater. I think there's an experience in watching a movie with other people, with other like-minded people, and even if it's a bad movie, this is the perfect venue for a bad movie with other people, and everybody's just so happy and having fun.
Yeah, and it's like, I remember, I don't know when this will be posted beforehand, but I went to go see the Infinity Castle, the new Demon Slayer movie, and you encouraged me a lot to just go see it in the theater, even if you have to go see it by yourself, just go do it, you're not going to regret it. And I didn't regret it. I didn't have anybody next to me. I didn't really talk with anybody, but people were nice, and it was fun to hear some reactions, even if we were all mostly, well, you'll have to wait and see my reactions for the particular episode, which we're gonna get towards the end of the season.
We're getting there on our TV night.
I can't wait for us to watch the movie. I'm so excited. But just being there in the theater to experience it with other people, especially with other people that have seen this movie. Like you, for example, you kept yelling about how the two actors were different.
Yes, so like we can tell when it's Bella Lugosi and when it's not Bella. So my thing is like pointing out Bella and then not Bella.
And you had the crowd doing it too.
That was the thing. Everybody picked up on it, and they started doing it with me, and it was amazing. It was so much fun.
It was wonderful. People were making fun of other people's haircuts, were calling out their stupidity. It was wonderful.
And like I'm a Gen Xer. I remember this becoming a cult thing. Like this became a cult thing because the Medved brothers in one of their review books described this as the worst film ever made. And I've seen. Have you guys ever seen a Neil Breen film? I have been in a theatrical screening of Fateful Findings. Plan 9 is not even it's not even in the top 10 of the worst films ever made. But what them pronouncing this, it gave it an infamy, and my generation latches on to that kind of infamy. We are going to take the worst things ever made, and we are going to serve it up on a platter. We are going to elevate it, and that's one of the reasons why this has such a following. So, I mean, weirdly enough, this is not the first time that I've seen this movie on the big screen. I actually got to watch it during 12 Hours of Terrible, which was a sister marathon to 12 Hours of Terror. They tried it once. It didn't work, but I'm glad I was there.
No,
and
it's for the experience of being with other people that makes the difference. Yeah.
And they even brought in a horror host, my old buddy Dale Kay, who I actually...
One of the people that I didn't know that came up and said hi to us.
Yes, but... well, yeah, you're used to that from the convention life.
I am used to that at this point.
Dale, actually, I worked with Dale back in the days when he and a couple other guys were doing the Creepy Castle, which was like a network of horror hosts. And so it's nice to kind of renew that acquaintance.
Yeah.
And he threw in some special effects, some sound effects,
like
some X-Files music. You're like, is this where it's from? No, it's not. He added that.
It's they had a lot of weird sound effects.
They did, but I mean that's the whole point of the thing. After we walked out, one of the college girls like came up to me, and then she looked at me and she burst out laughing at me.
What?
She like burst out in uncontrollable laughter, and she's like, I'm sorry. It's not you. I'm trying to process what I just saw. And she's not wrong.
I must have not been there for that.
You were in the bathroom.
Yeah, I was probably in the bathroom. But that's hilarious. Why didn't you tell me about that?
This is the point of doing this kind of stuff. And we are, of course, going to show up in costume. Like, we took photos with another vampira. And there were another couple guys in, like, cloaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And
there was an alleyway right next door.
There was an alleyway. We had to take photos.
It was cold.
It was cold, but it was worth it.
It was worth it, but it was cold.
This is the kind of stuff that's it's worth it. And for me, this was really my Halloween. This was my big.
Yeah.
This is my Halloween costume. I don't think I've ever done a proper Dracula before. I've done like the Dracula versus Frankenstein, Xander Zorkov version, the Al Adamson version.
Yeah.
That's its own thing. This may have been the first time I ever did a proper, just straight Dracula. And it was fun. And it was really fun. I really liked making you up as Vampira, as one of the early horror hosts.
That was certainly an experience.
Everybody loved you too. Everybody loved how you were, how you looked, and how
It was fun. It was a nightmare to get all of it off, but it was fun.
Well, it was a nightmare getting it all on too. So
That's true.
Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain.
Do not enjoy that. That's why I don't wear makeup much.
But for in great part, this is my Halloween this year. And Apollo's, by the way, doing this a couple more times.
Yes.
They're doing the giant claw around Thanksgiving time, which I'm not sure if we probably won't make it for that. But I really do want to get back out for Santa Claus versus the Martians.
I am, because that's one that you've talked about a lot, and I'd like to go see that in context.
I think we'll be back in December. We may podcast that as well. In the meantime, Halloween is coming up.
Halloween is coming up, and I am so excited.
We don't get trick or treaters here, and that's all.
We
Again,
don't.
It's one of those things that it bums me out so much. Last year, I will set out a bowl full of full-size candy bars and comic books. I give out comic books for Halloween, and a couple of Cap ones got taken last year. A couple of Captain America ones. So I'm cool with that. We'll set a bowl this year as well. But Mom is taking me out to Cedar Point. That's Cleveland's local Sandusky amusement park.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster capital of the world.
It literally is. Seriously, people come from all over to hit some of our coasters.
It's crazy comparing us to Disney World, but we're the locals at Disney.
You wouldn't think it, but yeah, we really are.
Yeah.
We're going out to see the shows. Mom just actually came back from a trip to Kings Island for the shows and stuff like that. She's taking me out to the shows this year, and that's gonna be that's Halloween for us this year.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about if you go to Midnight Syndicate and how it goes, because I went a couple years ago. I haven't bought tickets to go the last couple years just because I've been exhausted from work, and I just know I'm not gonna be in the mood to really go most days. But
those guys are great, and I was there at the release party for one of their CDs.
Oh,
they did it at the Chamber at the nightclub, and one of the posters down in the basement, down in the studio, is actually something I won from that. They're good guys. I made sure that I got my photo with them one year, so I do love them guys. But you know what? It's Plan 9 may have been my main thing. Halloween night, we're going to Cedar Point. Mom's taking care of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's making sure that I have a Halloween. So that's kind of cool. You, on the other hand, are doing different stuff.
Yes. Usually I go with my mom to her friend Tracy's house since they do get some trick-or-treaters up there. But this year I'm actually going with a friend of mine, Ocean. I'm really, really excited because we're going to be going up to her aunt's house and they get a ton of trick-or-treaters up there. So we actually, a couple weeks ago, we were hanging out together. I forget what the purpose of the hangout was for. I think it was to go to Spirit Halloween. No, we were going to the thrift store or not the thrift store. We went up to JV's flea market and all the stuff up there. And on the way back, we hit up Spirit Halloween because we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for costumes this year. And we were thinking let's do Queen of Hearts and an Alice. But all the Queen of Hearts costumes suck. They all suck. So we ended up going with Meg and Hades from Hercules, and I am so excited. She's doing Hades, I'm doing Meg. I've got my dress all picked out. I've got the weird hairpiece that clips onto a high ponytail. It's gonna give me a headache, but it'll be worth it. And I'm gonna freeze my butt off in shorts, no sleeves. Essentially, can't really wear leggings, but I'm gonna wear leggings with it because it's gonna be cold, and I am so excited.
Yeah. So we kind of got our Halloween stuff planned for this year. By the time this comes out, it's tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow. for tomorrow?
So, in the words of my old friend Zachary, good night, whatever you are.
I love those. That's wonderful. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.